My name is Dr. Jonathan Beatty. I'm a naturopathic doctor here in Ontario. Iron is very difficult to absorb for a lot of people because it requires specific enzyme transporters in the human gut. So there's a protein we need called transferrin that's actually required to get iron from the intestine into the bloodstream, as well as iron often needs to be ionized for this to happen. So it actually requires the iodine to become dissolvable in order for it to be absorbed. Many people can experience constipation with iron supplements due to the poor absorption of them. So when the iron is not properly dissolved, it basically ends up feeding intestinal bacteria, creating local inflammation in the intestines, oxidizing, and thus causing constipation, which is why some people don't tolerate all iron supplements equally. In my opinion, one of the best forms of iron supplements to take is a solution version of it, and the reason for this is one of the most difficult parts of iron absorption is dissolving the iron, and by taking a solution form of iron, you've already completed the first process in the absorption, and now you're just requiring the transferrin to absorb it, as opposed to forcing the body to try and dissolve the iron itself. Well, a liquid format tends to be better than a tablet because in a liquid format you can actually create a solution, so you can have that pre-dissolved iron, and because of its solubility, you would have to take, even though you could technically create a solution in some sort of soft gel, you would end up having to take a large number of them in order to get an adequate dosage of iron into your system. Liquids just tend to be a more convenient source and easier to use. Well, typically iron is taken based on need, so people with higher needs for iron will sometimes take 2 to 3 doses. You would equate, a normal serving of a liquid iron to essentially a tablet of iron that would be prescribed by a doctor. Even though the dosages may seem drastically different, it's because of the higher absorption rate of a solution. So if your doctor prescribes 300 milligrams of iron a day, don't take 300 milligrams of an iron solution or you're going to run into some trouble because the absorption rate of that iron is so much higher. So it's typically used around 10 milligrams a day versus 300 milligrams a day because of the higher absorption rate. People will either feel, if they don't have an iron deficiency, they probably won't notice much of a difference. However, if they do have an iron deficiency, they can see dramatic changes, great improvements in energy. If you have an iron deficiency, it can lead to impairments in hair growth, brittle nails, shortness of breath, fatigue. There's a whole host of complications that come from that. And so by taking an iron solution, people can often find that will improve their iron status, oftentimes, in my opinion, faster than taking a tablet. And so they'll see improvements in their hair quality, their nails, any of the deficiency symptoms they're exhibiting will often get better.